Hi, my name is Sydney Moore. I am 23 years old. I live in a small town just north of San Antonio. With my husband and our two kids. I was born and raised in San Antonio. I've been a college student since 2008, and I've been a college student at BYU, Idaho since 2009. I'm trying to get off of the student for life path that way. I'd like to learn throughout my lifetime, but not necessarily be enrolled in college that whole time. But anyway, my graduation date in marriage and family studies is about a year from now in 2016. So I'm looking forward to that. Some of my best interpersonal relationships that come to mind are with my husband, Travis, and my sister, Jessica, and then my best friend, Julianne. And I think that a common thing between all of that, or between my sister and Julianne, is that we have been friends for a long time. My sister and I shared a room all growing up. I think there was maybe 6 months where we didn't share a room as kids. So we've been together for a long time in close proximity. And we've learned to love each other in spite of our differences because we had to be by each other all the time. My best friend Julianne and I, our families have been friends since before we were born. And so we were born into a friendship and we've remained friends to this day. And I think that the length of our friendship has played into that. We know how each other, we know all our ticks, we know what drives us, we know that we have similar things that common interests, things that we like. And yeah, we just, despite the long distance between us, we remain friends and close friends and we keep in contact regularly. I think between the three relationships I listed, I think the effort of communication is key. My husband and I are really big on communicating with each other. We love to talk and sit and spend personal time one-on-one with each other, talking, excuse, excuse me, each day. And my sister and Julianne and I, we talk, if not every day, every other day. So communication is really key for that. Some of the speeches I've had the opportunity to give in my life, like most of you, have been church talks. The first one that came to my mind was in the 5th grade. I gave a speech in front of the 5th grade class to run for student council secretary. And something I remembered from that experience was I gave a very successful speech as a 5th grader because I had memorized my talk. And so it flowed and I had practiced the talk several times, and so it wasn't something that I just read the whole time, and it wasn't something that I just made up as I went along. So it was pretty successful as a 5th grader, and I won that student council race. So anyway, I think that is something that's shaped how I've given speeches or talks in the future from that point. Something that I remember is about 2 years ago, I was in a speech class and I had to give a talk and I left my notes at home. So when I got there, I was presenting in front of about 10 or 15 people and I didn't have my note cards. And I quickly wrote down on a blank note card what I could remember, but I didn't have it all memorized. And that really messed up my talk or my speech, and it wasn't as successful as it could have been. And I remembered that had I prepared better and memorized probably more, if not all of it, then I probably would have made a better grade on that. And I probably would have been a little less embarrassed about all the information I was missing. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me.